Welcome back to the University of Toronto. Joining me now is Malkeet Sandhu from the David Suzuki Foundation, obviously an expert when it comes to climate change. First question is easy. How much is that going to make a difference in this election?
Well, I think the polls tell it all, but you can see that climate right now is one of the top issues in the minds of not only young people, but all Canadians right now. And so I think that's going to be a very important determining factor in who wins in this election.
Well, we talk about young people and this being an issue that's going to impact them, but also one that they're passionate about. We've seen it with the marches and the protests across the country and the world.
Yeah, exactly. I think young people right now are very, very motivated behind climate because, well, for very obvious reasons, this is going to have a very serious impact on their futures. And so they feel invested because their future is at stake. But I think another big part of it is that young people feel and understand that the climate crisis is a real emergency and that we can't continue to keep doing business as usual. And I think something that's also really special about the youth climate movement right now is they see the climate crisis as being very closely connected to social equality. And so they're asking for both things at the same time.
Do you think that young people are hearing what they want from these leaders?
I don't know. I think that there are bits and pieces that they're hearing that agree with what they're asking for. But I think that the different parties can offer more, for sure.
Without siding with anyone necessarily, but from your perspective with the foundation, has it reached a point where you're hearing enough from the leaders of the parties in this country?
I think this is the first election where all the parties are actually giving this issue the attention that it needs. But I definitely do think that they can push for even bolder action in their policies, for sure.
And that was my next question, is are we doing enough at this point?
At this point, I don't think that we are doing enough. And I think that this election will really push whoever comes into power to do more. The next 10 to 11 years are very, very crucial years in Canada, but also across the world. And whoever does come into power on Monday, we need to ensure that they take these next 4 years very seriously and do what they can to make sure that the climate crisis is number one on their list of issues.
We'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, exactly.
Malkeet Sandhu from the David Suzuki Foundation. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.